so things you're going to be needing is chain. I've got this one right here, which is a nice delicate silver chain that I really like. I'm also going to be using this thicker one. I also got it at Michael's, and this is just to add some variety, you know? Next, you're going to need 2 bobby pins, preferably ones that match your hair color. And finally, you're going to need pliers. Now, this is rather optional, but I'm going to be adding beads to my chain in the form of these really beautiful fake pearls. And of course, if you're going to be using beads, you'll probably want to use wire to attach it to the chain. This is 22 gauge wire, I believe. I think the higher the number, the smaller the wire is. Okay, I'm going to start with the beaded sections, and if you don't want to have beads in your hair chain, you just want chains, you can just skip ahead in this video and I won't be offended. So I'm going to be doing my beaded sections first. I'm probably going to do these 2 pearls and maybe like a gold bead in the center. So I'm going to take some wire. I think this is about 1 inch long. Is that good? Maybe like just a little bit over 1 inch. And I'm going to snip it off with my wire cutter. Alright, so I'm going to be making a little loop on one end. And to do that, I'm going to grab, I don't know, I'm not good with measurements, but that's how big the space is. I'm just grabbing that area with my round nose pliers and I'm bending it to one side. Just like that. Now I'm going to take the very edge and turn it this way. I don't know if you guys can see this. Turn it this way so it makes like a little loop. You see that? It doesn't matter if it's closed right now because I'm going to be attaching this to chain later, but I'm going to attach my pearls. So 1, the bead. Okay. Ta-da! Now I'm just going to do the same thing, finish off the other side. So I'm going to take my round nose pliers, grab the end, or not the end, but grab the base, and twist it to one side. Grab the end, and twist it into a loop. And here is what you should end up with. Now, I'm just going to make a few more of these. Okay, now that I have that done, let's move on to the actual chain. Okay, so I've laid out my chain how I want it. I decided on 4 strands, just like this, and the beaded parts are going to be inserted in random sections, kind of like this. So right now, don't worry about the length of your chains right now because they're just going to get messed up once you insert these beads anyways. So if you weren't planning to add the beaded sections, then you can skip over this part too. Okay, so let's add my first beaded section. I'm going to add this one right here. So I'm going to take this chain right where I want to insert it, and I'm going to open it up using my tweezers again. Squeeze the link open. Okay, you see how that's open right there? I'm going to take that loopy loop that we just made at the end of the thingy, end of the wired beaded section thing. I'm just going to loop it on, and then I'm going to close the link. And I'm going to be using my flat nosed pliers, and all I have to do is squeeze, and they should close pretty easily. And ta-da! Just do the same thing to the other side. So, ta-da! I'm just going to do the same thing with all my other beads. By the way, you could also just open up the little loop right here and then pull the chain through that way. That might be a little easier actually. So you see how oops, I don't know if you can you see that? How I would just open up that loop, and I'm going to take the ends of my chain and slip it through. And after that, I'm just going to take my flat nose pliers and I'm just going to squeeze that loop shut. See? Okay, I finally finished adding all my beads onto my chains, and let me just show you what it looks like right now. Okay, so now is the time to start thinking about how long you want your chains to be. So this is going to be my first strand in my hair chain, and by first strand I mean like the top strand, you know what I mean? Like I want it to cascade like this, so the top strand is going to be the shortest one. So I'm just going to take this and measure it against my head and see how long I want it to be. That seems pretty good actually. I wouldn't go any shorter than this. I'm going to measure how long this is real quick. 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, this is about 17 inches. And for my next strand, I'm just going to add half an inch to that. So my next strand is going to be 17.5 inches. And then my third strand is going to be 18 inches and so on. So if your chain is too short, you're just going to have to add new sections in. You know, by opening up the chain and adding a new section. And if it's too short, just, you know, open up a link and remove a section. Okay, I finished adjusting the lengths of my chains, and here it is. Okay, we're almost done, guys. Now, the final step is just to join all these ends together and attach it to a bobby clip. Bobby pin, sorry. And the way we're going to do that is with a jump ring. Okay, so I've got 2 jump rings with me right here, and you can get these at craft stores like Michael's, but honestly, if you don't have any, you can just make your own out of wire. I mean, these are just circular little pieces of wire, right? So I'm just going to string the ends of each chain through the jump ring, just like that. And once you've got all the chains looped onto the jump ring, just close it with your flat nose pliers. Like so. Ta-da! Now all you've got to do is pull that loop through to the end of your bobby pin. Like so. And now you've got one end finished. Let's do the exact same thing with the other end. And ta-da! You just created your own hair chain thingy. So, to put it on, it's really simple. All you have to do is put the bobby pins in your hair just like you would regular bobby pins, and just let your chain fall loose.